Hello everyone, it is the Gaming Weasel back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be covering Caliban, our first impressions. What do I think of him? Does something need to be changed? Is he a good Warframe? Is he not? And of course how you should get him. Now, Caliban is a Warframe that came out with the new war update exactly 4 days ago. There you go, my brain finally worked. And he is a sentient Warframe. You can gain his ports by doing the Nurmer bounties on the Plains of Eidolon, or Fortuna, depending if it's the night cycle for the Plains of Eidolon, and you will get these bounties after you complete the new war quest, which was great in and of itself, and I'll be making a video on it with spoilers inside of the next couple of videos. Now, abilities wise, his passive is that him and his allies gain something called adaptive armor, and it builds up the damage resistance corresponding to the damage the enemies actually do to you. It increases by 5% per hit and caps at 50. And every time they do not, in a period of 5 seconds, if you do not take any damage, the adaptive armor will lose 2% per second until fully removed. Now, this is basically adaptation with a little bit less of an effect. I haven't noticed that it actually did much, honestly. It doesn't seem to do a lot, but it definitely does help. So, abilities. Razor Gyre. You basically spin around in circles. If you hold down your left mouse button, you will increase the Maelstrom and increase the damage, of course. And if you tap, you will dash towards them, towards the enemies, and you will do, of course, damage because you're spinning around in circles. Now, honestly, the heal rate and the healing from this ability is honestly the best thing you can possibly have. The ability doesn't do a lot of damage, it doesn't help you in many ways, but the heal is okay. The problem with this is that the heal itself is very, very bad. I'm using Blind Rage and Intensify on him. You'll see the build right now. And honestly, the abilities are... This ability doesn't really benefit. I mean, I have my power strength is up like the hell, but the heal rate is pretty goddamn low, and you will see me die. And that is mostly because I wasn't paying attention. You do need to have a decent build for him. Now, the build that I have is a Zero Former, just I guess a first impressions type of build, and I like what I'm going for to build for him. And then, second ability, Sentient Wrath. Basically, what you do is slam on the ground, you you slam onto the ground, the enemies fly up in the air, basically around like a rhino's stomp, and then they take impact damage, and they have a damage vulnerability depending on your power strength. So that's quite interesting, I have to say. This is a good AoE ability. Lethal Progeny, which will allow you to summon 3 sentients to fight by your side. They will give you a health multiplier, a damage multiplier, they will give you shields per second, and honestly, this is one of his best abilities. If you like miss out on using this ability, you will die in Steel Path, so be careful, but this ability is very good. They don't do a lot of damage, but the shields are incredibly good, and the health multiplier is incredibly good, alongside, of course, the damage multiplier, so definitely keep that in mind. And you can summon a max of 3. Fusion Strike, 3 beams that do blast damage, and you do armor and shield debuff, so you will strip the enemy's armor and or shields. In the gameplay, you will see me use this a decent sum of time when a lot of enemies are in the corner, because that is the point, trying to hit as many enemies as you can. The number of beams is always 3, it will never change. The fallout radius is quite small. I kind of do need to maybe put stretch, maybe, but I'm not sure. Sorry, not stretch, but maybe overextended. But I don't think, I honestly do. I think the build that I have right now is pretty good in and of itself. So, those are his 4 abilities. Now, what do I think? How do I think you should play him, and what you should do? Well, first things first, he seems like a great Warframe. He's pretty decent to use. He's sort of fun. But honestly, the energy is the main problem of Caliban. Now, his base energy value has been changed from 100 to 125, which is okay. But the thing is, like, he consumes energy like crazy. If you want to survive in Steel Path, you're gonna need energy pizzas, you're gonna need energizing dash, because you're going to run out of energy and then you will die. He is a very great Warframe. I honestly am thinking about changing Streamline to Fleetline Expertise, because honestly, he wastes a lot, and I mean a lot, of energy. So, you cannot use, for example, Hunter Adrenaline on him or Rage, because the thing is, he is mostly based around shield gating and using his shields, and your health shouldn't get damaged if you have Sentience, set up and everything, so it won't help you in that way. I use Energy Siphon on him because I told you energy is very, very needed in him, or I guess he really does need energy, but what can you do? No single Warframe can be, I guess, perfect for everything and perfect in general, so other than that, I honestly think he's a pretty fun Warframe. You get a health buff, you got some 3 sentience, they're gonna fight with you, they will give you a damage buff, give you overshields, they will, increase your health. Then you have armor stripping with your 4, which is incredible. You have an AoE attack with your 2nd that does damage, makes the enemies even more vulnerable to damage, and of course controls the enemies up in the air, which makes them very vulnerable and easy to kill. And the first ability is just there to be there. Honestly, the health return is very, very poor. If I were you, I would put on a melee weapon with healing return, and it's going to be much more effective, believe me. So yeah, in general, I think he's a pretty fun Warframe. He's a decent Warframe. I can't really say, I mean, he's a bad Warframe. He's pretty interesting, pretty fun. But if I were you, I would maybe switch out the first ability with another helmet ability. I'm not sure which one, but anything, because it's not that useful, to be perfectly honest with you. But that is mostly it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. The Gaming Weasel over and out.